Oh, okay. And yes, speak to Nicholas as well.
You sent us an email saying just continue to exam.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yeah.
Okay, your attorney has advised us that you're continuing to your examination, so you're all set.
All right, I'm good to go.
You're good to go, sir.
Basically, he drove for it and he said you needed more time, so.
Put the email. Sit it on the opposite side so I can see it. Ms. Donnelly, are you representing Alvarado Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Shonda Marie Alvarado Rodriguez, file number 21-03359 SM, council appearance. I actually need you to put your
Sorry, Judge, I
appearance
couldn't
on.
find it. Andrea Lacey appearing on behalf of the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly appearing on behalf of the defendant Rashonda Alvarado Rodriguez, who's appearing separately by Zoom.
Thank you. Today was the day got a set for sentencing on a dog at large. I have a note here that if the defendant paid restitution by sentencing, the people would move to dismiss. So I'm not sure if restitution has been paid or.
Your Honor, it was my understanding that we set this for restitution because the agreement was that she would go on a 12-month deferral period. As long as there's no other violations, they will dismiss it. But restitution was not dependent upon that plea, but I haven't gotten a restitution amount yet.
Okay, I do see there's supposed to be a deferred sentencing agreement. And if she paid restitution by the date of sentencing, the people will move to dismiss. So we don't have a restitution amount yet. Is that the issue?
Yes, Your Honor, it does appear they do not have any restitution actual amount yet.
Okay. Was the victim notified to be here?
Does not look like they were, Your Honor. The notes do indicate the sentencing. It does not look like a subpoena was sent out.
I'm gonna reset this on a misdemeanor docket day for another sentencing, and it'll be set for sentencing and restitution hearing. The victim needs to appear.
Thank you.
Monday, March 14th at 9:30. Monday, March 14th, at what time? 9:30. At 9:30.
Okay.
So what? Is that? Oh, yeah, Monday is our ordinance day. Oh, it needs to be a misdemeanor, state misdemeanor. We do 15. Yes. Okay. That's actually our ordinance day now, so we have to do it on Tuesday. Tuesday, March 15th at 9:30, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions today, Ms. Alvarado Rodriguez?
No.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing
No.
for the people.
No, Your Honor, I expect that. Is that going to be everyone to appear by Zoom?
That's correct.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set for today, Ms. Alvarado Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Martin, which matter are you here for?
I'm here on the McCrath matter. I believe he's in custody of the Ingham County Jail.
Opportunity. Ms. Dolly, are you representing Mr. Freites?
Yes.
This is the other one. This should have been sent on a city day. This is the other one. It should have been sent on a city day. This is the Lansing case. On the record in the matter of people of the city of Lansing versus Miranda DeFreitas, file number 20-03-016. May I have your appearance, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Miranda DeFreitas, who is appearing separately by Zoom.
Today's the date that's set for sentencing. I do have a pre-sentence report and recommendation. Did you get a copy of that, Ms. Donnelly?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to make any corrections, updates, or deletions?
Your Honor, on page 3, it's the probation officer stated that there was a second OWI related conviction that I am not aware of.
I have a conviction for November, no, the actual date of the violation was November 12th, 2003. Conviction, February 13th, 2004.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Was that here in, oh, do you know what county that was?
That was City of Lansing.
Oh. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I did, at the beginning of this case, I did run a background check and that did not appear. So thank you.
No problem. Did you need to have a meeting with your client because of that, or you still ready to proceed?
Miranda, did you want to talk to me at all about that?
About what?
I asked the court if you had a second OWI of another OWI conviction. They said that there's one from the city of Lansing in 2003.
I'm not aware of that.
All right, so
I shouldn't have any DUIs on my record at all.
Your Honor, then I might need a moment with her. Yes.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll put you in a private meeting room. If there's a dispute about that, what we're going to do, this needs to be reset on a city day and I can get a city attorney on it, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, we might need that. Thank you.
You all are actually already in room 1, so you can just go back in room 1.
All right, Miranda, do you know how to get to the breakout room again?
Tap the screen. Do I leave?
No, breakout should be, if it's not one of the options, then there might be more.
Okay, I
And
see
then-
more.
And then maybe breakouts in that.
It says chat, meeting settings, and disconnect audio.
I have a section that shows for you to click more, or it looks like dots that you can expand.
Yep,
Click that and see if it brings up breakout.
I clicked it and it says chat, meeting settings, and disconnect audio.
Not sure why she doesn't have that.
Okay, now I have a joint breakout room.
There we go.
Okay. I have to move you. I moved her to another room, so let me move you as well.
Okay.
Okay, and Mr. Feigelson, you're here on Raglan.
No, Judge, I think, well, I'm here on McCraft and then a couple matters at 9:30. I think we're leaving Raglan on for exam, Your Honor.
Did you email her, Raglan? 'Cause I still have all these comments. Who's in the jail? Is that fine?
I think that maybe Mr. McCraft, but I could be wrong.
Sir,
Mr.
who's in the
McGrath.
jail?
It's Mr.
Say it
McGrath.
again.
Mr. McGrath, Your Honor.
Thank you. Do you need to speak to him?
I do, Your Honor, please, in a breakout room.
Mr. Petrovich, are you all set in the breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor, and thank you for allowing me as much time as you did.
No problem. Mr. Feigelson, you're going to room 1. And
Thank you, Your
I'll
Honor.
Mr. No problem. We have an email on Leroy Brown. Okay, Mr. Christian, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't have the prosecutor right now on Christian.
I'm here, Your
Oh,
Honor.
you are on Christian? Okay. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus James DeWitt, question file number 21-03255FY. Council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Adam Pfeiffer for the people.
You're muted, Mr. Petrovich.
I'm sorry about that. Charles Petrovich on behalf of Mr. Christian, who's appearing by polycom from the Department of Corrections.
Thank you. Today's the date that's set for a probable cause conference. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, at this time, I did receive an offer from Mr. Pfeiffer on this case that I've communicated to Mr. Christian this morning. We also had some time to go over discovery, and ultimately the defense requests to leave this on for preliminary examination next week. We have no discovery issues.
Very good. We will continue to examination, and that'll be in person at the court next week. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Christian?
No, exactly what time is the court date? Oh, well, not exactly what time, but exactly what day?
The 25th?
The 25th, okay.
Yes, that's next Friday.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
Your Honor, I would like to put the offer on the record.
Please do.
The offer is that the defendant pleads to count 2 felonious assault, as well as the misdemeanor counts 5 and 6 of domestic violence, and the habitual offender 4th drop down to habitual offender 2nd. In exchange, the people dismissed count 1, the other felonious assault charge, and more seriously, the counts 3 and 4, which are each felony firearm. And those are mandatory minimum consecutive 2-year felonies.
Okay, and that's the offer that you conveyed to your client, Mr. Petrovich?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if there are no other issues, we'll see you next week for your examination, and I assume that the offer expires at the time of examination?
It does, Your Honor. And there should be another prosecutor who will be handling that next week. I'll make sure they're aware of it.
Sounds good. If there's any additional matters, you're all set, okay? You're all set, Mr. Christian.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Thank you. Mr. Michelson, you're all set in the breakout room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we don't let out in court. On the record. Your lawyer is Mr. Petrovich. He's on Zoom. Yes, he was. I don't have a file for Nicholas. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this is not Mr. Nicholas still in the jail though. Is he? Who is this on the screen right now? McGrath. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy McGrath, file number 22-00401. FY counsel appearance.
Chris Martin for the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Mr. McGrathen for today, Your Honor.
A probable cause conference. Are we proceeding to exam on this matter?
Your Honor, the matter is set for an exam next week. I am on vacation next week and I'll be out of state. I've communicated that with Mr. Feigelson, and I believe there's some outstanding discovery issues that he wants to address prior to the exam, but I'll let him address that. My expectation is there will be a waiver of the 21 days and a request for a brief adjournment of the exam.
Mr. Feigelson?
Yes, Your Honor, that is accurate. We do wish to waive the 21 days out for a number of reasons. One, the scheduling conflict for Mr. Martin, but two, more importantly, with regards to the case, there's some discovery that we still need to review and go over that we don't have yet, that we would require that additional time to do so. I think we probably need about 30 days, Your Honor, to get the discovery from the prosecutor and have a chance to review it.
You understand that you have the constitutional right to have your preliminary examination within 21 days of your arraignment?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, and due both to a scheduling conflict as well as your attorneys need to receive some additional discovery and have an opportunity to review that with you. Are you willing to waive your right to have that examination within the 21-day timeline so we can set it for a new date?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. March, you said. March 25th. March 25th at 8:30.
Yeah, the date's available to the people, Your Honor.
Works for the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you, Mr. McGrath, on March 25th. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. you. I don't know who this is. Oh, maybe her name has changed. Mr. Feigelson? Okay, I see a Carissa Rogers. Can you unmute for me, please?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Carissa Rogers.
Okay. Did you have another name previous to that?
Carissa Land.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Feigelson? He might not be available. Or, no. Your attorney is on Zoom. I'm just waiting for him to let me know that he's available. And then I'll see if he needs to speak with you privately, okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Somebody else wants to call and come to jail? Or Ingham County Jail? Mr. Feigelson, Miss Carissa Land is here. Do you need to speak to her privately?
I do not, unless Miss Land wishes to speak to me. Do you need something, Miss Land, or do you want to, are you all set?
No, I'm okay.
So then just,
I'm sorry?
there was an email from Mr. Feigelson that she's gonna take a leave this morning. Is it not happening today?
I'm not sure. Let me call this. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Carissa Land. File number is 22-00278. FYI, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Andrea Lacy appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Miss Land.
Thank you. Today's the date that was set for probable cause conference. And I believe the prosecutor believes that this was supposed to be a plea entered today, or are we proceeding to exam?
My understanding, Your Honor, and I don't think anything's changed. We didn't plan to enter into a plea this morning, Your Honor.
Okay. Need to state the offer on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is for the defendant to plead to an added count 2 of embezzlement of an agent trustee less than $200 in violation of MCL 7501742, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days and or a $500 fine, with an agreement to pay restitution of $1,125 to Meyer. And in exchange for that plea, we would dismiss the original count 1.
$1,025 to Meyer.
$1,125.
You said it was added count 2 of embezzlement.
Less than $200. You need to stamp it.
Okay. Okay. And Mr. Feigelson, that's a complete and accurate understanding of the plea offer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Land, can you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Land, is that the understanding of the plea offer extended to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You wish to accept that today?
Yes, I do.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, ma'am. Ms. Land, you have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter. You have the right to have a jury trial. At the time of your jury trial, you have the right to have the prosecutor bring enough evidence to prove each element of the charge being brought against you, and they have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
If you want to accept the offer and plead guilty today, you would have to give up your right to have that trial. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, so by giving up your right, that means you're giving up your right to remain silent and not have silence be used against you. You're giving up your right to cross-examine or question any of the witnesses that the prosecution intended to call. You're giving up your right to call your own witnesses or present any evidence you believe could further your defense. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Anybody made any promises to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
I do.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that pleading guilty could require you to report a criminal conviction on your future job application or to your current employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you also understand that a guilty plea could affect any immigration status you may be seeking,
Yes, ma'am.
and you still want to plead guilty today?
Yes, ma'am.
That's to the added count 2 of embezzlement of an agent or trustee less than 200. How do you plead?
I plead guilty.
On a factual basis, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I want to turn your attention, Ms. Land, back to August 22nd of 2021. Were you working at Myers?
Yes, I was.
That's at 6200 South Pennsylvania Avenue in the city of Lansing,
Yes,
Ingham County, state of Michigan. Is that correct?
correct.
And while there, what did you do to steal from Myers?
I had been printing off fast cash tickets off the lottery machine and was cashing them in.
Okay, and so basically you went in and took something, lottery tickets that didn't belong to you, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then cashed them in for money and intending to not return that back to Meyer, is that correct?
That is correct.
They didn't want you to do this, is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, I have no additional questions for Ms. Land.
Okay, any questions from the prosecutor?
No, Your Honor, I believe that's sufficient.
I might have missed it. You said you were an employee there at the time?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay, the court satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea if I'm plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter will be set for sentencing. Sentencing date's going to be April 1st, 2022 at 8:30 in the morning. Prior to sentencing, you need to meet with probation so that they can provide the court a pre-sentence report and recommendation. You need to contact probation in person within the next 48 business hours, okay?
Okay, now I do have one small problem with that. I currently have COVID.
Okay. Because of your current COVID status, it's okay for you to report via telephone. I will notify them that you've been approved to contact them via phone. You need to do that within the next 2 days, okay? Well, 2 business days.
Okay,
And Monday we're closed, so make sure you call by Wednesday, okay?
okay.
Do you have any questions for the court at this time?
I do not.
Okay, do you need the number for probation?
I think I have it.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, you're all set, Ms. Land.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Ms. Donnelly, are we gonna go back on the record or do we need to reset this?
Yes, Your Honor. Can we reset it for a city docket day?
Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. February 28th at, 11. February 28th at 11. So unless there's anything else, we'll see you on February 28th, okay? Mr. Freddy's?
Yes,
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Donnelly. Ball is in the jail. We know where Mr. Ferguson is? Or did we get an email about Jackson? Did I say Ferguson? I meant Petrovich. Sorry. Mr. Ferguson's right there. Mr. Ferguson, are we continuing on Beck?
I believe we're going to be waiving when Mr. Beck arrives here on Zoom shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Mr. Shepherd,
Yes, sir.
do you have your client with you?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready to proceed on this?
Yes.
Are we running an exam?
We're asking for an adjournment. Ms. Lacy doesn't have an objection to that.
Mr. Nelson?
Yes, we're saying no.
On the record, the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Rashay Omar Nelson, file number 21-03446XY. Have your appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea Lacy appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Eric Shepherd here on behalf of Rashay Nelson. We're both here in person in the courtroom, and Mr. Nelson is standing to my right.
Today was the date that was set for the preliminary examination.
Your Honor, I've had conversations, well, communication with Ms. Lacy. Both of us were fairly busy this week in terms of court action. However, in having these discussions and conversations, there's some outstanding discovery, 911 call, dispatch recording, CAD report from the dispatch of this case. In addition to that, my client has a diversion, economic diversion situation in 55th District Court. And we're trying to look towards a potential global resolution with that and with this case. Need to talk with Assistant Prosecutor Randy Berman about those particular issues, and likely Mrs. Naros in 55th as well. So because of all that, discussions, negotiations, and outstanding discovery, we're asking for a adjournment of this matter. I know that if the court's handling things on Fridays, I know March 11th, March 18th, both of those are fine with my schedule. I think that would give sufficient time.
It's also our handled on Thursday, so I don't know why everything's being set on Friday. Maybe that's all we have.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
The 10th and 17th right now are fine with my schedule too.
okay. How much time do you need?
I think the 17th would be better just to be safe, but
Bill, the 17th at 8:30. 17th at 8:30.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Well, actually, Your Honor, I think my client, he has the statutory right to have an exam within 21 days of the date of the arraignment. I don't know that he ever waived the 21-day
He did.
rule. He did. Okay, then that's all taken care of. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any additional matters?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor.
Maybe this is Mr. Beck. Are we running in? No, we started ball already, didn't we?
No.
We running an exam? Okay. Mr. Petrovich's? Okay, I see Jonathan Galaxy. Can you unmute for me, please, sir?
Yes,
Oh. Your last name Beck?
yes.
You need to speak to him privately, Mr. Feigelson?
I do not. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jonathan Sylvester Beck. File number, oh, we don't have a prosecutor. We'll wait. Mr. Beck, are you somewhere warm?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's that?
I'm outside of my job now.
Oh. Okay. No, I was asking if you were somewhere warm because you didn't look like you had a coat on. I think he's frozen. Like the computer. Do you hear me now?
Excuse
Mr.
me?
Beck? Can
Yes,
you hear me?
yes, I
Okay.
can. Yes,
Yeah, you froze for a minute there. That's why I was making sure you could still hear me.
okay.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jonathan Beck, file number 22-00239, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor, Andrea Lacy appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson appearing on behalf of Mr. Beck.
Thank you. Today was the date that was scheduled for probable cause conference. Are we proceeding to exam next week?
No, Your Honor, we're not. I believe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, and so, Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Beck and the people are both going to unconditionally waive their rights to preliminary examination and ask that the case be bound over to circuit court as charged.
That is an accurate statement, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Beck wishes to waive his exam today.
Mr. Beck,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, you have the constitutional right to have a preliminary examination in the district court. At the time of your examination, you have the right to have the prosecution establish probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause to charge you with that crime. Do you wish to unconditionally waive that exam today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You understand what unconditionally means?
Yes,
Okay, so it means once you waive it, so you can't decide that you want to have your exam later. When you waive it, it's gone and this matter will be bound over to the circuit court, okay?
yes.
Okay. There's been a plea offered?
There has been a plea offer in this case, Your Honor. It's not specific, but the offer is for Mr. Beck to plead to either count 1 or count 2. And as a result of the plea to either one of those counts, the remaining count would be dismissed.
It's accurate, Mr. Feigelson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Beck, has there been any promises made to you to get you to want to waive your preliminary examination?
No, ma'am.
Is anybody threatening you at all, sir, to get you to waive your examination?
No, ma'am.
I find your waiver to be made freely and voluntarily. This matter will be bound over to the circuit court. The bind over dates March 2nd, 2022. You do not need to appear in circuit court that day, sir. That's just the date they're getting the file from this court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
They'll set your next court date, which will be a pretrial. Mr. Feigelson will be made aware of that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Do you have any questions today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, bond was set at 2,000 personal recognizance. That will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing additional from the people.
Nothing from the defense. Mr. Beck, I'll be in touch over the next couple weeks about the next step.
All right, thank you.
Wait a minute, Mr. Beck, do we have his fingerprints?
No.
You need to come in today and get your fingerprints.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay. Other than that, you're all set.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Same to
All
you.
right.
Take care, Mr. Beck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Petrovich. Okay. We had a couple PCCs. And exams. Oh. Yeah. Are we expecting Jackson to appear today, or are they here?
Miss Jackson was one where this morning, I emailed yesterday indicating that we left received word this morning that her parents would be excused. I sent her a text that she wouldn't be expected, so she's young and nervous, so I would not be surprised if she did so.
Okay, I don't think she's signed on. Did I give you that file back? Jackson? You received your email on Jackson? Put that aside. Westfall.
Very similar on that one. Just this morning, I sent her a text saying that she could not sign it after receiving confirmation.
Oh, so Mr. Bill just didn't pull the files. Okay. That's why I'm trying to get through these. Picture. Okay, those are all your PCCs?
The only one we haven't specifically addressed was James Nicholas. He's in county jail. He was one where I requested to leave it on, but I needed to set up a more meeting time to discuss potential.
Right, and we handled that one. So you don't have any more, that's why I'm just trying to make sure.
Correct. The only other thing I believe I had this morning with you is miscellaneous for the.
Okay, we are running an exam.
So people put scissors like-
And I just had a bunch of officers not present. I did ask that the other officers reach out to him to verify his whereabouts, but he is not present at this time. And it was scheduled for 9 o'clock.
And what about Ball?
That is,
Ball is mine, Your Honor. People are prepared to proceed today.
Okay. And Mr. Abbott is on Smith, right?
correct.
We have witnesses.
No.
Where's Mr. Abbott and Smith? Are they here?
I
haven't seen this one.
I mean, it's,
I'm not
I'm not gonna
seeing
call
him.
them right now because it's only 9:37 and it was set for 9:30. So I'll give. Is that officer witnesses?
There's one officer, but it is primarily a civilian who is not
Okay.
here. and not
Oh.
coming.
They're not coming? Okay. Well, if you're aware they're not coming, then I'll call the case. I wanted to give people time because of the weather, but we can get Mr. Abbott in here and then start these exams that we're running to. Oh, no, I have another one, bossy. That's Abbott is one of them.
That was good.
So we're just gonna see what happens with the officer. So I'm just gonna
horrible.
Ordered it to, they didn't bring her over, he called and they sent somebody to go get her.
They don't wanna get her.
Come back from his office.
Cause he hasn't spoken to her, obviously, I'm sure, I'm assuming, right? This is a PCC. I know that she's supposed to be screened for sobriety court.
She was the same one that Eaton County didn't bring over on Tuesday that we were set to trial for the exam date next week.
Good morning. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Chloe Ann Smith, file number 21-03467 FY, council carries.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea Lacy, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Abbott, representing Chloe Smith. She's present, standing to my right.
Today's the date that's set for a preliminary examination. My understanding is that the prosecution does not have the necessary witnesses to proceed. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so this case is going to be dismissed without prejudice, ma'am. That means that it's going to be dismissed today. But if the witnesses later decide they want to appear and prosecute, the prosecution can reissue the charges, okay? Do you have any questions? Any additional matters for the record?
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Nothing for the people.
Thank you, you're all set.
Brad,
She should
you
probably
want
wait for a copy.
now?
Yes.
Mr. Abbott, what are we doing? Do you have another one?
Chauncey,
Yes.
I haven't found my client yet.
That sounds good.
That's awesome. Yeah, pick up the boy. But may or may not be helpful, too.
Good.